In this lesson, we're going to be going over how we can create a toast message in SwiftUI, and it's going to look like this. So let's go ahead and click on this button, and it's going to give us this very beautiful toast message coming from the top. I will also show you how we can customize it, so we can also make it appear from the bottom or in the center, and we can change the colors and the animation for it. And each time this animation completes, it increments this counter by 1. So of course you can also combine it with some sort of function. But the first thing we have to do, as always, is hold Command-Shift+N and create a new project. And this is going to be an app, and we're going to call this toast message stuff. It's going to be using SwiftUI and Swift as the language. Then click on next and save it wherever you want to save it. Up next, we're going to go ahead and select iPhone 13. Close this sidebar, resume the automatic preview, and slightly minimize this window as well. And then we also have to go and import a package. So go ahead and click on File and click on Add Packages. Now we're going to be using something called a simple toast package. And this is going to be the GitHub repository that we're going to get it from. So just go ahead and paste that link into the search bar. I'm going to leave this link in the description box down below so you can easily copy and paste it. But once you have that, click on Add Package and wait for it to fetch the package. Then go ahead and confirm that you want to add this package. Then you'll notice that in our package dependencies, we have Simple Toast installed. Now we can go back to our content view and get started with customizing the toast. Now we're not really going to see many updates on this preview because of course it's a toast message and it's hard to see something active appear on the preview. So we're just going to close this window for now so we have some more space to actually code, and also the left window since we will not be touching that. But the first thing we have to do is go ahead and create a state variable, and it's going to be a private var show toast, which will be set initially to false because the view is not showing when we start the app or at any point. It's only true when we click on the button. Then we will create a state for the increment counter, so private var value, and that's going to equal 0. Next, we have to go ahead and create some toast options. So private let toast options, and that's going to equal simple toast options, which of course you need to import, and it will give you an error if you for some reason do not have this import. So make sure you import that and then open up a pair of parentheses. And the first thing we have to specify inside here is the alignment. And it's actually going to give us all of these options, so we can also click on all of them. It just makes it really hard to know what we're doing, so I'm going to manually type them. So first we're going to start with the alignment, and we want it to be at the top. But as you can see right here, we have many options of where we can place it. It can even be in the center if you want. But for this example, I'm going to leave it at the top. Next, we can go ahead and specify how long we want this toast to actually be there. And I want it to last only 2 seconds, so I will leave 2 over there. Then we also have the background drop color. So backdrop color, and this is going to be of a color of black, of opacity, and opacity will be set to 0.2. And you can change this to any color you want. It's just going to make sure that everything in the background has a slight opacity so you can concentrate on the toast message a bit easier. Next, we should go ahead and specify an animation. So we can also just select default if you want it to be linear. Otherwise, you can do stuff such as ease in, ease out. But to keep this simple, we will just be using default. And we're going to provide a modifier type. And this one you will like because you can actually choose between slide, fade, skew, and scale. So I'm just going to go ahead and add slide, but of course you can add fade or the other 2 options if you want. Next, we're going to go inside here and create a VStack. And the first thing we're going to provide is a button that says show toast. And then we want to toggle the toast message. And all toggle does is turn false to true and true to false. And then of course we want to log the new value. So quotation marks, backslash, interpolation, and the value. So we can actually open our preview to see what we've done so far. And if we reload it, we should have a button and a text with nothing showing, besides a 0, of course. And it looks like we could use some padding here. So I'm going to go ahead and provide a spacing of 20. So we have some distance between the content. But let's go ahead and close that again and move on to the next section. So below the text, we're going to go ahead and type in simple toast. And we have a few options here that we can use. And the first one is presented. And that's going to be a binding variable that's attached to our show toast boolean. And the options are going to be set to the toast options that we have created. And we're going to provide an onDismiss function. And this function, of course, is just going to increment the value by 1, but you can insert any function you want. So I'm going to make a pair of curly brackets and type in value plus equals 1. Then we need to go ahead and open a pair of curly brackets and create what we want to appear inside the toast. And inside here, we're going to go ahead and create an H stack. And inside this H stack, you can insert whatever you want to appear in the toast message. For example, I want an image, and this is just an icon. So it's going to be of system name leaf.fill. Then I also want some text to appear. And it's going to be of remember to take a break. .bold. And the reason we are getting an error here is because this is supposed to be is presented and not is present. But once we fix that small error, we can continue with no problems. So inside this toast message, I'm going to give it a padding of 20. And this H stack essentially is all the content that is going to appear in the toast message. And we will give it a background of color.green with an opacity of 0.8 and a foreground color of color.white, which will be applied to the text, and the background, of course, will be applied to the background. And let's give it a corner radius, since most modern applications have a round corner radius, and that should actually conclude all the code we need to get started with creating our first toast message. So let's go ahead and run this program and see what we get. So this app looks exactly the same as the first one, and when we click on show toast, it's going to give us this toast message at the top, and each time we click on it, it's going to increment the number. But as I mentioned earlier, we can go ahead and change the contents. So we can go here and write this app is CO2 friendly, whatever that means. We're going to keep the leaf there, and we're going to change the background color to blue. Next, I will also change some of the toast options. So we're going to have the toast message at the bottom, and it's going to be set to fade. Now, if we go ahead and rerun the program, we're going to be able to click on this button, and it's going to appear at the bottom. So it's really that simple to create toast messages with this package. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next lesson.